been levied many claims against the Harry Potter series. This is rather troubling indeed. Talks of propaganda, talks of crazy ideas. Gentlemen, we must address these.
So what about Harry? Harry's a very interesting character in the fact that he's the hero, but he's an imperfect hero. And it turns out that he's been carrying a piece of Voldemort with him the entire time, because he turns out to be a Horcrux. So what is this saying about Harry? I mean, if you view this as a Christian principle, then when he dies, yeah.
Well, it's like, I mean, to me it almost seems like that piece of Voldemort's soul is almost like the idea of original sin has been planted in him. Because it happens when he's a baby, when he's very young. It's like he's carrying around that evil from him. And it's like not until that moment that he's ready to give up his life, i.e. through Jesus Christ, does he finally get freed of that. Which is very interesting symbolically. And Dumbledore explains how he gets like blasted out of his soul, but he has to die first. So that's I think a very clear parallel. But that also brings up the issue of Horcruxes. I think, obviously we're seeing Christian themes here. I would argue to say that the Horcruxes almost represent when we find things in our life that we would say we enslave ourselves to. Whether
So
it be
almost the temptations and stuff like that.
Or
right.
idols.
Exactly. Things we put up as idols in our life.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, it seems like maybe the invisibility code can represent the idea of Jesus Christ dying and forgiving us of our sins. The fact that we technically will never remove the sins we've done in the past, but the fact that he's died, represented by the invisible code, just cleans our states and wipes it away, making us appear clear again.
Here we are with a typical tech student, Dan Jagus, to discuss his beliefs about Harry Potter and censorship. So Dan, you're familiar with the Harry Potter series, correct?
Yes, I am.
Well, in past years there have been certain allegations about whether Harry Potter should be banned from libraries and schools because of certain themes of witchcraft. Now, how do you feel about that idea of censorship as related to Harry Potter and in general?
I mean, the fact that they try and ban it from, libraries and stuff like that, it just, you got to think about, how about, the parents, how about, they explain to their kids, they give them a choice. Because, I mean, that's what freedom is about. We're in America, obviously, in case anyone didn't know. But, I mean, you should have the right to choose what you want to read, what you want to believe.
Now, do you think, is it fair for these authors to try to influence these, obviously it's targeted at children, do you think it's fair for authors to kind of insert some propaganda to try and influence children at an early age? Is that fair?
I wouldn't say it's unfair. I mean, people should have a right to voice their opinion. If people believe it, that's their business. I mean, but like I said, people should be strong enough to realize that that's not how it may be or what it should be, and they should make a choice for themselves.
Now, there have also been certain allegations that in later books, more Christian themes showed up in Harry Potter. Now, wouldn't you find that a little ironic with the early accusations of witchcraft? Now, does that change it at all about propaganda, or is it still the same kind of issue of people can read what they want to read?
I think people should be able to read what they want to read. It's their choice, like I said before. I mean, no one should be able to say, you can't read this. No one has the right to say that.
Beautiful. Glenn Hall, second floor, signing out. I think that she's challenging, obviously Harry Potter is directed at children mainly, even though it has a very wide audience. She's challenging these readers and these children to ask the hard questions about life. Because we live in a new age where people find it better to question and to learn about what they really believe. So there's themes of fate and perception versus reality, and a lot of big philosophical questions that J.K. Rowling is getting these children to tackle. So whether or not she's pushing a belief on them, she's certainly getting children to think and encouraging them to figure out what they believe. There's a lot of controversy in the initial books about whether this was encouraging witchcraft or not. Is that an issue?
Some people would believe so. There have been some things where the thunderbolt on Harry Potter's head is a symbol for witchcraft, and that it's even used by Nazis with Adolf Hitler. But clearly, J.K. Rowling isn't a Satanist, and she isn't promoting the idea that young people should go out and become witches. Her main thing is focused on the fact that love must overpower intellect and all of that. So I think it's a false statement.
Okay, well, we're here with Steve Fazenbaker, the pastor of the Wesley Foundation. And we're going to ask him a few questions about Harry Potter. So what do you think? Do you think that that Harry Potter supports witchcraft?
The thing that I've noticed about Harry Potter is that even though there's what we would call magic involved, it's not really supernatural magic. So I don't think it invokes satanic thoughts or demonic kinds of things. It just seems like they're just extra powers that people have, but it doesn't seem to be supernatural or evil at all. Kind of like Spider-Man can climb a wall. That's a power that I don't have. And if Harry Potter can make something levitate, I don't really see that. I see that as sort of the same way as Superman flying.
Okay, so you're saying that their powers are natural because they have the power inside them.
Yes.
Okay, so there are a few Christian themes in it. Okay, is there anything in Harry Potter that would make you say Christ?
I would, if I saw Christ in Harry Potter, it would be because I brought Christ to Harry Potter.
Okay.
I don't think I would find Christ in Harry Potter, or Christ would not appear to me in Harry Potter. I might read Harry Potter and recognize Christ there,
Okay.
but ultimately, that would not. I don't think that would be the way Christ would come to me through Harry Potter.
Okay, so if someone were to say that Harry Potter was propaganda, Christian propaganda, you would say that
I don't think so.
you don't think so?
I don't know.
That they only see it as Christian propaganda because they're looking for it that way?
Well, and it's very strange. We started this conversation with religious people saying that Harry Potter was satanic propaganda, and now we're arguing that it's Christian propaganda. So, again, I guess it's what you bring to it. It's what you bring to the conversation. Is as much a part of the conversation as what you're pulling out.
Well, that's fair enough. Thank you for your time.
Okay.
I think another thought is we can eliminate the ideas that Harry Potter is trying to promote the idea of witchcraft and Wicca, and it cannot be the case. J.K. Rowling constantly put Christian elements in her works.
Whenever you want to start.
Harry Potter in 5 minutes or less.
Well,